Hi everyone, welcome to the Laser Channel. My name is Greg, and in today's video I have the MECPOW X3 Pro laser machine featuring a 10-watt laser module and an included air assist kit. Welcome back, and thanks for joining me for another video on the Laser Channel. Before I start the unboxing and setup of the MECPOW X3 Pro laser machine, I'd like to share with you that this is a sponsored video. This machine was sent to me by MECPOW, and I do enjoy doing these reviews. It's a great way to show you viewers all the different options that you have on the market, along with showing you details and features on specific machines. That's why it's important to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell. It's a great way to connect content like this with great viewers like you. Now, enough of the self-promotion. I'm going to start by unboxing all the contents. I like to do this so that I can show viewers like you what this looks like as it comes out and what it's going to take to put the machine together. When I was first approached about this machine, I was a little bit hesitant because there's been such a growing trend of larger, faster, and especially more powerful machines hitting the market day by day. But then I reflected a little bit and realized that not everybody has these large budgets for these high-powered, super fast machines, and that's where I decided that I would do the review on this because it's very value priced, and I want to check out the performance if this is going to be perfect for a new beginner. On the top, I'm greeted by the manual. I always like to see that right away. And the next thing here is the MECPOW laser module. And again, this is going to be the 10-watt laser machine. And I've got this plastic card. This is going to be the focusing gauge for setting the height of the laser head down to your material. And I've got a bag of screws and some different things there. And also in that bag of screws is a key. And that brings me up to one of the first really neat features about this machine is the control box that I just pulled out. It does have a lockable key switch on the top. So if you're somebody that has people around in your house or in your work area that you may want to limit the use to the machine to your supervision, this is a great way to lock the machine out so it can't be put in use while you're not in the area. It also includes a nice e-stop button on top of the main controller board I just pulled out before. And so far, everything that's coming out, and anytime that I've got two frame members that are butted up against each other in the packaging here, they've got a little strip of foam to make sure that nothing is damaged or scratched. The last thing that I have to remove here is a box. Now, the work area of this machine is 400 millimeters wide by 410 millimeters deep. So that's going to equate to just over 16 inches and just under 16 inches, which is going to be about the normal standard on any laser machine today. Now, this separate standalone box is going to be the air assist kit. So it's not only the air nozzle that goes on the laser module, it also includes a very well packaged air pump, and it does have a speed dial on the top so that you can control the airflow. And I always like to run this air pump, and I'm going to get more into how I run that once the machine is all set up. The rest of this contents includes the airline and the power pack. This is everything for the unboxing. Off camera, I spent a few minutes reviewing the user manual on how to put the machine together. I also cleared off my work table and rearranged all the pieces and parts to approximately where they go while assembling the machine. I find if I do these couple simple steps, it really makes assembling a machine like this something to look forward to. With that, I'll start the time-lapse assembly of the MECPOW X3 Pro laser machine. Assembly is complete on the MECPOW X3 Pro machine, and here's a couple of initial thoughts that I have. The instruction manual is very clear, and that's also attributed to the simplicity of how the machine goes together. There's only 12 fasteners, 3 in each corner, that assembles the entire machine. The other area that also speeds up the assembly of the machine is this upper assembly is all pre-assembled with the belt and pre-wired. And speaking of wiring, there's only 2 connections I needed to make. One was plugging the wire into the top of the laser module, and that is basically foolproof. There's only one connector in that area, and there's only one spot to connect it to. The second connection I had to make is a limit switch up in the front corner of the machine. And again, there's only one connector and one spot where that can be plugged into, again, making it foolproof. There's a lot of things that I like about the simplicity of the assembly of the machine. There is one thing that I noted when I put it together, and that is each of the 4 corners where the legs are on the machine, that there's no rubber pad on the bottom, meaning that on my work table here, the laser machine can slide around very easily. To remedy that, I'm going to take some nice quality black electrical tape and cut off a couple little pieces and place those in each of the 4 corners underneath those legs, and that will secure the laser machine down to my work table surface a lot better. On the front of the machine is the key switch. This is that security lock where you can lock out the power, remove the key, and this will prevent the machine from powering on. It's a great way to only allow people to use the machine under your supervision. On the far right, we've got the on-off button for the main machine. Next to that is the e-stop button for when something unexpected might happen. You can hit that, the laser will stop running, and all movement on the machine will stop. I'll reset this e-stop button. Next to that is an alarm. And this machine does have a tilt alarm on it, so if the machine is tilted too far in either direction, the alarm will sound, and we'll take a look at the back side in just a minute that has a flame sensor that will also set off the alarm. Next to the alarm is a micro SD slot, and next to that will be the USB connection, and then finally the power that connects up to the machine. Next, let's take a look at the back side here and take a look at that flame sensor. On the back side here, there's a little button here, and that button is the flame sensor, and you can have that off or you can flip it on. For now, I always run my machine while I'm in the area, so I'm going to keep that flame sensor off. Here's a nice side view of the laser module. I've got the air line coming out from the air assist kit, the one connection up at the top of the laser module. Off to the side is a thumb screw for setting the height, for setting the focus, and I'll demonstrate that right now. Here's the focusing gauge. I just place it flat on my work surface, loosen the thumb screw, rest the laser module on top of the gauge, retighten that thumb screw, remove the gauge, and now the laser module is in perfect focus to my work. And lastly, I have the air pump for the air assist kit. It has this very convenient speed dial on the front. Air assist kits, I love seeing them included on machines, especially a value price machine like the MECPOW X3 Pro. See, an air assist kit pushes air down the laser beam, and what that does when we're cutting or engraving is that airflow is going to push all the smoke and smoke debris out of the way, making a very clear path for the laser beam to do very clean and concise engraving and cutting. The other thing that it does is, just as I had mentioned, is it pushes all that smoke and smoke residue out of the way as it keeps the laser lens clean. Without an air assist kit, that smoke and smoke residue has a tendency to rise up and it will collect on the lens of the laser beam, getting it dirty, and that will cut down your effective engraving and laser cutting. And eventually it will distort or crack that protective lens. So an air assist kit will keep that clean. The other thing that it does is, even on a clean laser lens, that lens will heat up a little bit on very large or very long projects that you do, and being able to have a nice, fresh, clean, cool airflow will help keep that lens cooler and lasting much longer. Next up is going to be one of my favorite parts about setting up a brand new machine, and that's putting power on it and connecting it up to LightBurn software. Welcome to LightBurn software. The machine can run also on Laser Dribble software, which is free. However, I choose to use the paid version of LightBurn software. If you'd like to follow along, you can download a free 30-day trial of LightBurn software that has all the features unlocked. I prefer to use LightBurn software because I have a lot of machines in the studio here, and it's great to be able to go to one software package and have all the machines use that same software package. Let's jump inside LightBurn and take a look at connecting the software up to the machine and just how easy it really is. Inside LightBurn software, this is the main area that I'm going to be looking at when connecting a new machine. Off to the far right here is a drop-down menu, and this is all the machines that I've ever connected up to LightBurn software. And again, this is why I like using this software. Over here, it's going to tell me what communication port or how the machine is trying to connect up to the LightBurn software. When I'm connecting a new machine, this middle box has to say choose. If it says anything else, LightBurn software is going to have a hard time auto-detecting a new machine. This looks good, and I can move over to the button here called Devices. I click on that, and I'll click on Find My Laser. And here the dialog box is cut off a little bit, and I found if I move my cursor in just the right spot in the corner here, I can click and drag this, and then I can read everything in this dialog box. I'll click Next. LightBurn software is going to go out and find the machine. And this is correct. I'll go Add Device. And what would I like to call this machine? I'll call it the MECPOW X3 Pro. And it wants to know the origin of the laser, or this is another way of saying where is the laser going to home. For this, I look at where the limit switches are on the machine, and this is going to be the front left corner. That's where it's at. There's an option down here to auto home the laser on startup. This means as soon as I turn the computer on and connect up to the machine will have movement on it right away and it will home. My preference is to leave that off. I only want to have movement on the machine when I command the movement, but feel free to choose whatever works best for you. Again, I've got a dialog box here with text that's cut off, so I'm going to go back to that little trick and move my cursor in just the right spot and open up this dialog box a little bit. And here's a quick summary. This all looks correct, and I'm going to click Finish. I can click OK. Now I can go back over to my machine list over here on the far right, and I can go all the way down to the bottom of the list. That's just default in LightBurn software. It always puts the new machine at the very bottom of the list. I'll click on that, and I'll see that it's already connected. And for the very first time, I'm going to click the Home button, and we'll see if we've got movement on the machine. Check that out. It's moving. Everything looks good so far. Fingers crossed. Excellent. It did everything that it was supposed to do. Let's give the laser a real quick test. I'm going to select the circle command, and I'm going to draw a very large circle here. And I'm going to click back on my cursor key at the top here. That will select the object by default. I'm going to click this 0, 0. This is a layer that is going to be used for either engraving or cutting. And under the Cuts and Layers tab here, I can go under Mode, and I just want to be under Line. And here, I can check out the speed. I'll set it at 100, and the max power, I'll set at 0. I'm setting at 0 because I just want to run the machine. I don't want to throw the glasses on just yet, and I just want to see the machine draw out a nice large circle. I'm all set to do my first test here. I'll hit the Start button, and check this out. By the way, this is extremely quiet and it's running very smooth. This is also a good opportunity to make sure that none of the cables or air line gets snagged up on anything. That looks absolutely perfect. It really is just this easy to connect LightBurn software up to a laser machine like the MECPOW X3 Pro. There's a few minutes left in this video, so I think I'll do a quick project video for you. I'm going to use some of this included material with the machine, and I'm just going to do a simple circle cutout with the channel logo engraved in the middle. Inside LightBurn, I drew this nice red circle here. This is going to be the cutout, and inside of that I have the channel logo of a wolf head, and that will be set as an engraving. I have the work material placed in the work area, and I have it secured down to the honeycomb that's magnetic with these nice red magnet strips that I like to use basically on all of my projects. Off to the side, we'll see I've got a 4-inch ducting tube. This is my exhaust hose that's hooked up to a very powerful exhaust fan located just outside of the shop here. I always like to exhaust all the fumes out of the work area. With that, I'm going to put the safety glasses on. The project's complete, and let's check this out. And it cut cleanly out. And let's take a close-up look at this project. Check out all that amazing detail on the engraving. Everything is clean and crisp. When I took a look at the outside cut line, that too looks absolutely perfect. When I check out the backside, everything is awesome on the backside as well. This is a fun mini project demonstrating the engraving and cutting power of the X3 Pro with a 10-watt laser module. I'm very impressed with this machine, the features that it has, the performance of that engraving and cutting, and the featured price point. I'll have a link of this product in the description down below for you to check out. There's two things that I'd recommend for you if you purchase this machine. The first one was when I covered the assembly, and that is putting the electrical tape underneath the legs in all four corners, again, to keep it stuck down to the table. The second would be the airline that comes with the air assist kit. This is kind of stiff airline, and I recommend going to a home improvement store, or better yet, a pet store, and getting some airline tube that is a 6mm diameter and just changing that out. Other than that, this thing is truly amazing, and it's been performing very well for me. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, or ring that notification bell. Doing any number of those things really helps the channel out, but it's also a great way to connect content like this with great viewers like you. Until next time, learn, create, and share.